Check, check, check. Check, check.
All right,
check.
I think we're live here. Welcome into the training camp recap. This Patriots training camp recap is brought to you by Starland Sports, Sportsplex and Fun Park in Hanover. Alex Barth, Scott Zolak from the Ramps behind Gillette Stadium, where the Patriots just wrapped up their first training camp practice of the summer. So it feels good that football's back, and we actually got a good amount to talk about. It was a jam-packed 90-minute practice.
Yeah, they got a lot in 90 minutes. And I know each day as it passes here, they're going to amp it up another 15 tomorrow, and then another 15, which will be another 30 minutes on top of what we saw today on Friday. But for first practice out of the gate, I thought there was good energy. I did. I think there's a lot of looking around it because, like, things are new. Things are new to everybody. It's new to us. It's new to fans coming out here. What are you going to expect if you come out here? You're not going to see Bill Belichick. You're not seeing Tom Brady. But you're seeing a young Drake Maye. We'll get to the quarterbacks. But for Judon Mayo, I think this is all new to him too. He's got to balance offense, defense, managing time, making sure they're on 90-minute practices, making sure he's telling the players and he's communicating with them, hey, this is the way it's going to be, and this is the way it's going to be.
The big change with Mayo for me, in the pad, and he said, so there's a couple things. He said today they're not going to be in pads. I don't know if people can hear that music.
That's fine.
They're not going to be in pads until the 7th day, which is later than they usually go. But it wasn't exactly a ramp up. They went through their individuals, and then the final 75 minutes of the 90-minute practice, all 11 on 11, and Drake Maye was a big part of that. And my big takeaway from Drake Maye today is not even necessarily his performance itself, his approach. His first pass was a check down. After that, he's testing deep parts of the field. He's testing tight windows. And, there's mixed results in that, but he's here to compete. He's here to compete. He's here to make plays.
By far, the quarterback's two best throws of the day were back-to-back throws by him. He hit Rager down the right sideline on a one-handed catch, and he dropped the ball in on another good-looking fade route down the left side to Polk. Ball fell right in his hands. Ball was dropped. But you could tell, there's a difference between every quarterback here. You see Joe Milton walk out, and it's like you're watching Cam Newton on steroids. No steroid. No,
he's a big dude. I know he's
he
physically
looks
impressive.
He looks like a tight end. Zappy. We know Zappy, but you could definitely tell Maye and Jacoby are two different guys. Jacoby's wide base, big windup. Same guy I remember here as a rookie, watching his rookie camp here. And Drake, a little more quicker, athletic. The ball comes out faster, a little more upright. So you could the skills are there. It's about when are they going to be honed? When are they going to feel comfortable with him and the whole process? I think you talk about the process.
Yeah,
we're going to watch film. I mean, we're going to watch practice, and it's going to look like Maye is better. The problem is, how's he handling everything? How's he handling play call, personnel groupings, calling a play, getting in and out? Is he dropping balls at center? Is there?
Which he did do today.
Pick or two? Yeah, there was the one fumble, and I think things got a little dicey when it started to rain. Yeah, Jacoby had a bad pick. Rolling right, throwing back across the grain. So, I mean, we'll be charting everything, but I think the biggest thing is day one, and it wasn't Jacoby took 60%, Drake took 50. I think it was 50-50 between the two.
It was close. Brissett might have had a little bit more, but they're right there. And Brissett looked like the starter, like Mayo said yesterday, but Drake Maye is right there. And again, I go back to it. So the confidence, the confidence that he showed for a rookie, I think was very impressive. What did you think of Jacoby Brissett today?
Steady. I mean, he's not going to wow you, but he's going to be methodical, and he's going to take what the defense gives him. And that's what Alex is going to do. Alex Van Pelt, he's going to beat it into them, take what they give us. We're fine moving the sticks. We don't need to take shots every play. But it is going to be interesting to see how this whole wide receiver thing shakes down, because I don't know who the number one grouping is right now. You're going to have a lot of young guys getting reps, including Pop Douglas. Pop's in year 2. Still consider him a young guy. Bourne's on the shelf because of the pup factor starting there. Thornton's on the outside looking in. I don't know how Juju makes this team. I think it's going to be very tough for him. There's a lot of money there. They can eat the money.
They can.
See, what they're going to have to estimate when this all shakes down, is it worth keeping him around even though we're paying him and the guarantee's there? But is he taking key reps away from Baker and Polk that we could be using in a jumpstart year to where 2-3 years from now, where Juju's not in their plans by then, but those guys should be and will be. And is he taking key reps away? I'm starting to look at things differently. I'm with you. I always want the best players, the most experienced guys, but sometimes that's probably not for the betterment of the team.
They've talked about play the kids, get ready. One wide receiver who did pop today, though, who is making a rush push, Jalen Rager was the best player on the field today. You mentioned the one-handed deep catch down the field, caught another deep ball where he pulled away from the corner late. Now, guys like that, the speed guys, they generally show out when the pads aren't on, and we got to see what he looks like next week.
Former top pick.
Good day.
Yeah. He pops every once in a while. He did this last year too, and he'll make a play in a game, or he'll wow you because he's one of the few guys that can separate. They don't have many guys that can separate. That's the biggest thing. When you play good defenses with good nickel, and you got guys in your hip pocket, every throw is complicated. Mac went through hell because everything had to be perfect. And when you're not perfect, balls get picked, balls get tipped. 3 and outs happen and stresses your defense. And last thing the defense wants to be is stress for 18 games or 17 games. Caught myself.
Again, this Patriots training camp recap is brought to you by Starland Sportsplex and Fun Park in Hanover. I want to get to the story off the field with the defense that we heard after practice, but before we kind of wrap it up there on the field defensively, anything that stood out to you?
No, just their communication. They're going to look like the better unit. It's the most experienced unit. I thought it was good that day one. We'll get to Judon too, I'm sure. But Judon and Gotcha are there. They're in the first group and they're ready to go and they're full go. So I think that there's a good working relationship there between the two and the negotiations and all that. That this isn't something that I'm going to hold out or I'm going to cause issues within the locker room. I think they're pros and they understand it, and I think the team communicates differently than it has in the past. Absolutely.
A couple other notes just for me on the defense. Jonathan Jones playing on the boundary, so that kind of sets that up. And you're seeing them run through a lot of different options at linebacker. They have some guys that aren't out here. Sione Takitaki isn't out here. Gerard Mayo talked about Marte Mapu maybe being able to earn a role there, which he's a guy that feels like, I don't know, he's on the outside looking in at the roster, but maybe just a special teams guy. I think
he's kind of caught in between positions too. Like, was he going to be the Polamalu type safety? Is he going to be a hybrid, or is he going to be an in the box player? I don't know. I don't think they know that yet, and I think they're trying to figure that out. But let's not forget about Marcus Jones too. I did a lot of stuff with him in the offseason. He's healthy.
He looks good.
I said, "Are you still fast?" He goes, "I'm faster." So I said, "You're going to be playing offense?" He goes, "I don't think so. I think it's kick return and nickel back." And I think he's a guy that could, I think, quietly have a really, really big year.
And that's where he's better. I know some people want to see him on offense because they want the explosiveness. If you want that skill set, you have Pop Douglas.
Plus, you're telling everybody when you come into the game, hey, this is something special they got.
That's a little predictable.
Yeah,
it's a little predictable.
Absolutely.
So. Before we wrap it up here again, Alex Barth, Scott Zolak, and we'll be doing these shows daily here on the Sports Hub YouTube page. You can find it on Patriots Audio on 98.5thesportshub.com. After practice, Matthew Judon, you talked about potential Holden candidate. He spoke to the media very, very candid about his contract. There's a lot in there that, it's tough to watch all these other guys get contracts. He's not getting one. He'll play under his current deal, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't feel it reflects his value. He'd like to be here long-term, but he understands if that doesn't happen. I was kind of encouraged by it. He seems like a guy that's in a good spot mentally, as a clear head, and I don't think you talk that way if you're about to shoot your way out of town. No, and I've talked to Matt and tried to get him on the show to maybe have some counterpoints to some of the reporting that's going on out there. And he's like, the stuff I don't say, because I'm going to let it stand. He said, but just be careful. You don't hear it from me. I didn't say it. He wants to be here, but I think he also understands. We've done this list where we go through the top 10 at each position, and you go through like the first 7, like you take all those guys over Judon, but then you get to like 8 or 9 at his position. It's Matt Judon. He's still when he's right, he's a top 10 player in his position. The problem is he's getting paid like he's 20, and he knows that. Right, and I can't blame him for wanting to get more money, especially in the last year of his deal. He's 31 years old. He may not have another chance at a big contract if he gets hurt again. Right. He wants to cash in. Well, he still can. All right, we got 2 minutes here left, Zoe, before we wrap it up. What are you looking for tomorrow? I'm looking for you to take more pictures of chicks down there, because I know like the whole thing, Sarge is down there texting. Well, Bart's down here taking pictures of everything. He was late. I don't know how he saw that. He was late. I was supposed to do something with him. Yeah, but I look for them to build off one day. First day's in the books. I don't put much into day one. You're getting out there trying to get a feel for everything. Now let's start incorporating some things. Get some rhythm to it. I want to see some one-on-ones tomorrow. I want to see DBs versus the receivers. Yep. Which quarterbacks are lining up with which receivers. I think that's a big indicator. Like if Polk's going every time and May's throwing to him, that's a good thing for the May people. All right, this Patriots training camp recap has been brought to you by Starland Sportsplex and Fun Park in Hanover. Scott Zolak, Alex Barth will be back tomorrow for more coverage. 98.5thesportshub.com. Myself, Matt Dolph, have plenty of written work over there. Make sure to subscribe to the Sports Hub YouTube channel. You'll get notified whenever we go live, which, again, the next one will be 2 o'clock tomorrow. How do I get YouTube? What's up? How do I get YouTube? I get home. I think you can get it on your TV. All right. I'll walk you through it. I'll walk through it. Kids will do it. We'll get Zoe on the TV tomorrow. Until then, for Scott Zolak, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.